Hey, my name's James Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about where a house price is likely to end up in 2024. We're going to talk about a source here that got it very, very close for the 2023 figures. They, in fact, have most data that none of us have. And so I think we should listen to what they've got to say and form our own opinion based off that. Now, before we jump into this, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. We're going to hit 18,000 subscribers very, very soon. Maybe you could get us there that little bit quicker. And while you're here, smash the like button, tickle the like button, do something with the like button. That really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. We had 600,000 views in November. Can we beat it in December with a short month from Christmas? Well, it's down to people like you smashing the like button, so do that right now. So, who are we talking about? Well, I'm scared to say, because as soon as I say this, a lot of you will tune out straight away, but it's actually Rightmove, and I want you to listen to this video for a few reasons. One, there's some really good data on the price reductions over the last few years. How much the prices reduced this year compared to last year and 2019, which is when we were back in more normal times. So that's interesting data I'm going to share with you here. But also, these guys at Rightmove, they predicted that house prices would drop 2% in 2023. And right now, we're 1.3% down. So they're pretty close. Now, they have a lot of data. They know activity that's happening in the market. They get the sold prices from the land registry pretty quickly as well. And so this data that they've got, I think, is interesting. And I'd like to know your opinion below. So do comment below. So 2023, their prediction was 2% down. It was 1.9. Now, if you take that and compare that to other people's predictions, including my own, I said 8% down at the beginning of this year. Lots of people were in the 10 to 20%. There's a YouTube channel out there that says 35%, which they've been talking about for the last couple of years. But Rightmove got it pretty close. In fact, one of the closest sources that was out there. Now, granted, the property market is a slow moving ship. It takes time for things to happen. So they're saying 2024, that they feel house prices will drop 1%. Just 1%, not much at all. Now, that's interesting to see, because this year, it logically made sense that the market would crash. We had interest rates going through the roof. We had talk of a recession at the beginning of the year that didn't happen. We had crazy high inflation, and none of that really hit the property market. What did happen was transaction volume was massively down. In fact, at one stage it was 20% down, then it went to 15. Roughly now it's 10% down on a normal year. So that's interesting. So they're predicting 1%. Go for it in the comments, guys. I know you're going to not enjoy that one. So what else are they saying? So what they're saying is house prices. How long does it take to sell a house on Rightmove at the moment? Well, it used to take 45 days. And that's increased massively now to 66 days. So it's a fairly big jump up there. But houses are still selling. There's a lack of stock for sale. There are more buyers getting approved at the moment for mortgages as well. And that's one of the reasons they're citing. Because last year, or this year, in fact, this year, rates have been high. Mortgage rates have been around 6.5%. They've now dropped to closer to 5%. And at 6.5%, a lot of people couldn't get approved for a mortgage. That was really, really difficult. Now with the better rates, more people are getting approved. So more buyers are coming into the market. So that hopefully will start to reduce the time it takes to sell a house. Now, this is the other interesting data that they talked about. So right now, I see this in the comments all the time. I'll have people saying, every house is reduced at the moment. It's crazy how much the reductions are. Well, what are the facts on that? The facts are that 39% of houses are reduced in 2023. So how does that compare? That's a fair slug of the market. It sounds really high, doesn't it? So how does that compare to normal? Well, in 2022, 29% of the market was reduced at some point, which is interesting because 2022 was a fairly good year still. House prices were going up, interest rates were going up as well, but nothing had really happened then. But the back end of 22 is where we saw some house price drops. So we had 9 good months in 22 and 3 bad months in 2022. So how do we compare this to a normal year? Well, the last normal year, according to them, because we had a pandemic, we've had inflation and all that stuff, is 2019 data. So in 2019, the average reduction, well, not the actual reduction of price, the amount of properties that had a reduction of some sort was 34%. So we're not too far away from that. Remember, 22 was a pretty good year at the beginning of it. House prices were still booming. It wasn't until the end of the year that we saw reductions. So yes, we do start to see more reductions. Yes, house prices are selling at a longer period of time. It's taking way longer to complete the transaction. But what they're indicating is that house prices will probably drop at the beginning of the year till the summer. A lot of the videos we've been doing recently have been talking about interest rates and where are they ultimately going to end up. And it's now becoming clearer, even more so over the weekend with swap rates improving and stuff like that, meaning what the bank borrows from is getting cheaper. And it's looking more likely that interest rates from the Bank of England will start to drop by summer. Most of the market is pricing that in for around May. Now, what does that depend on? It depends on inflation. Inflation is the biggest driver to hitting this target. If inflation goes crazy because of the wars that are happening around the world and oil suddenly goes really, really expensive again, which it could at any moment, that could feed into inflation and that could be what stops this happening. But if that doesn't and things go as they're expected, inflation is still expected to keep dropping. If the inflation drops and all of this goes to plan, then we're looking at potentially, according to Rightmove, a 1% drop. I know that a lot of people don't take what Rightmove says that well, but let's look at their history. They got it very close. In fact, probably the closest in the 2023 data. They said 2%. It was 1.3 in the end. That is pretty interesting to know, and we should look at that and say, what can we gather from that? So what do you guys think of this Rightmove data? Do you think that this is going to be close? Do you think we're going to get a 1% drop in 2024, or do you think it's going to be significantly more than that? Let me know in the comments below. Do smash the like button, guys. We've got new content every single day. Go and check out some other content on my channel. Why don't you go and watch this video right here?